All right. Look at that. I fixed it.
All right.
Hello. How are you guys doing? Look at that.
Doing
Now
good.
Doing great.
we got comments going. So if you guys are wondering what's going on right now, I am trying to share out. And I encourage everyone to do the same. Hey, Raven, how are you? I say hi to Raven only because literally the rest of them are me and like one other person that I don't think is in here anymore. So we're working on it right now. There we go. So here we go. Hello.
Hello.
All right, guys. So yeah, guys, share out everything, like, share, follow, smash that bell, all that fun stuff. I am good. It's a little crazy out here in California right now, as most of the world knows, I'm sure. We are not near the fires. Hey, guten Morgen. Hi, Sven. We're not actually by the fire. Like, we're close to the fires, but we're still about an hour away from the closest one.
Okay. Well, that's good though.
So like we're in that point where we send people to go help. And we're trying to mitigate that. Like,
Right.
but we also apparently have Canada, Mexico, firefighters from all over the world right now, firefighters from all over the states, coming in and helping us. So that's good. I figured I'd give an update since we were live. I need to get this thing out of my face. And then we are... Apparently I'm not going to get it out of my face. So whatever. Guys, PBDC Collective right there. So, Sven, how are you doing, by the way? Our resident German, who is not in Germany. But yeah, so, as you guys see, I don't only have one guest tonight. So, we have...
Surprise.
I'm so used to the
Nichole De Livid.
There we go.
Nichole De Livid, Silo Screams.
And
stilts. I'm pointing, you just can't see it.
Hey, it's all changed. So like, whereas before we were like pointing the opposite direction to actually point the right way, I finally got used to that, and now it's all changed. Now I point the right way.
You're like,
hey, TK, are you staying out of the fire? Oh yeah, wait, you're not here anymore. I remember that now.
That's good.
It's a horror movie live. Yeah, it's you know what, honestly, it's a really shitty horror movie. The only thing that I honestly am like truly worried. No, okay, I'm worried about all the people that are. They said that there's only 26 people dead so far. They haven't got to the houses yet. They haven't found the homeless people yet. There's a lot more, and animals and everything else. I'm sorry to be a downer, which is why we're gonna go right back up after this. But the thing I am most worried about is the La Brea tar pits catching on fire and turning LA into Centralia.
Oh no.
So I'm laughing.
Nervously.
Yeah. We discussed that earlier. Odd Mother was like, what if the tar pits catch fire? I'm like, then we turn into Silent Hill.
Oh.
So with all that said, nice. You're in the snow, a little snowy. I'm a little jealous of everyone in the snow. How is the weather where you...
So next week, we are about to face a 2021 snow apocalypse. So hopefully we don't get the ice and snow and it's just really cold, but we're not built for that weather.
I'm supposed to go to this for a job interview next week.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Of course, Led Zeppelin popped into my head, by the way, when you said that. when she was like, yeah, we're gonna get snow, I'm all,
That's how we all feel. We're like, oh my God. Because we're traumatized from 2021. So traumatized.
Yeah. Well, I remember, I mean, there's some people I no longer speak to, but they are out there.
Yeah.
And some of them had reptiles.
Oh no, that's.
And I mean, they were lucky that like they started thinking of different ways to keep the reptile warm, and she survived, luckily.
Right.
But like there were a lot of people that didn't have that good of a situation.
I was stuck at my job for a week.
What?
I had to sleep there. It was awful.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I work at an assisted living, so we had extra rooms and like model apartments and stuff that we were able to use, but it didn't matter. Being stuck at work for like a week, it's horrible.
I was over at a friend's house just living it up, having fun.
It was weird. Was it? I think that was the same year that we got record highs all over the West Coast.
Oh man.
And like people in Washington and Oregon that aren't used to getting the California high heats were unfortunately succumbing to like heat stroke and shit. Like,
look, I will take an El Nino all day long over.
Yeah, so will we, but it just never happens.
Over any kind of snow, because I think Texas, we were like under it for like 2 months one time, like a couple summers back. But let me tell you, I would do that all over again, just not to have snowy weather.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we had the first El Nino I remember, we floated across an intersection when I was a kid because we had a lowered Honda Civic.
Just melt into the pavement.
Oh, TK, yeah, we're getting a little bit, but one of the weird parts is, or one of the weird things for us is usually because we're around some mountains and everything goes over the mountains and then sinks over to us, which is the only reason why we haven't really caught fire yet, is because you have to go through those mountains first, or the firewood. And I don't know what happened, but the wind we can smell it and we can see it. And at night, there's a bit of a glow, like that comes up over the mountain. But like, for the most part, I think the wind shifted, which is not good because that means it's going more south, and that would be like going towards Orange County and stuff like that. But yeah, no, so far we're still okay. Like, we're not, the air quality is not bad. I was talking to somebody from home in Whittier, and he was like, there is some major smoke pollution. And I'm like, well, it's Whittier, so there already was. The only difference, and okay, I'm going to make a joke, and it's dark humor, but the only real difference in the sky right now is that there's actual flames, but otherwise the sky pretty much looks the same in LA.
Oh, man.
Okay. Dark humor. Sorry, guys. I went to the Netherlands over Sylvester just to save from trouble. Oh. Wait, Sylvester. Oh, okay. Yes, he lives in the Netherlands. So, okay. God, it's been a long time since I had either of you guys on.
It has. It's been about a year.
Yeah. It feels crazy. So how was your haunt season?
It was fantastic. I had a great time. I worked in the back, tried a new character out, a new costume out this year after, 5 years of being at that haunt, or just in the haunt industry. So it was a lot of fun. I was more vocal this year, which normally I'm more of a quiet actor. So it was really fun interacting with the crowds and stuff. So altogether, I think that I will be more interactive as an actor. It was a lot of fun.
I feel like it's a gradual thing.
Yes.
Like, and sometimes it takes a lot longer than you'd expect. Like, because the first few years you get your groove,
and then
like
changing it up.
you change it up a little bit, and then you change it up a little bit, and eventually it's like completely opposite of what you started. Not opposite, but like different.
Yeah.
Than how
Way
you
more
started.
experience
Yeah.
and finding what works the best.
I mean,
and then I'm in the back of the house, and a lot of them are more in the front. So I'll have to kind of like entertain a long distance. So I don't want to kind of like do the same thing the whole way down.
Oh yeah, and it gets monotonous if you're doing the same exact thing. Like,
oh yeah,
I know one actor, not in my haunt this year, but that I used to work with. I'm sure they have improved because it was one of their first years. So I'm not talking crap, but they got one sound that scared one person, and then it was just over and over and over all night, over and over. And you're like, okay, can you at least make another sound?
Change it up.
Hey, David, what's up? Still, how was your haunt season?
It was just another one. Probably the last one at Silo, unfortunately. If I get this job, because I'll be moving 5 hours, 6 hours away.
Boo! But yay! But boo! But yay!
Yeah, that's one of those things. But no, I was on the ground a lot more than I was on the stilts this year.
That's me every year.
That's a lot of fun because when he's on the ground, he's in the asylum with me, and it's always a fun time.
I'm surprised though that you weren't on your stilts this year as much. Is there a reason? Like,
I mean, yes and no. The asylum's supposed to be kind of scarce, but if I was on the ground a little more often, it wasn't as scarce within the house.
That makes
sense.
It's
one of those things where it's whenever we had the extra people, I was on the stilts, but we didn't always have those extra people because they weren't able to make all those days.
Yeah,
so then I had to be in the house, which is totally fine. I like doing both of them.
Even at my haunt, which is down the street and at somebody's house, I'm still not able to make every single day for it. And I mean, because I'm selfish, and I'll admit that, I don't work on
Halloween. Every other year for me.
Yeah, I don't
work on Halloween, but now that my daughter is older, after we're done trick-or-treating, all she really wants to do is play video games. So now I'll go to the haunt late.
Nice. Our wedding anniversary would have been on Halloween. Like, that's what I wanted. That's what I was intending. But that year, Halloween fell on a Thursday. And so we went for the second, which is All Souls Day.
Right.
So it's still cool. But so Halloween. So Halloween's kind of the night we still celebrate it.
Right.
Because that was the intended day anyway. Last year we went, hey, Vice! Sorry, that was a squirrel. You beautiful fuck. Painting models, nice. Playing video games, nice. Heck yeah, countryside. I'm jealous. My brain squirreled as soon as I saw Vice come in. So like, woo. What was I saying? Something about my haunt. Oh, last year we went to see the Subhumans.
Okay.
On Halloween. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not missing the Subhumans.
Well, of course not.
Because like I don't know how many other chances I'm gonna get.
Right.
And so like, and then unfortunately my cat passed the next day. Okay. So like it was a brutal
time.
Poster of emotions.
Yeah. This year actually I did work Halloween.
There you
go. But yeah,
I worked Halloween, and it was me and one other person in the haunt, and so I'm still in the back of the haunt. So they went pretty far before they found me. So by the time they found me, they were terrified. They were like, "Oh my God, it's an actual person! What do we do now?" And one group ran back through the haunt, and I had to send the only other actor I had to chase them to bring them back our way.
Was that Gio?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought he said he wasn't going to work that day.
Yeah, no, he should have. He was there before I was there, and he was like the only person in there running a complete circle the whole time.
Oh, man.
Oh,
He was so tired.
you know, because I've been one of the more selfish ones that don't usually do Halloween, and then I worked Halloween this year to be fair, I did a lot of years on Halloween.
Right.
So I feel like I sort of earned it, but maybe I'm just being selfish still and like mentally on that one.
Yeah.
But I forgot how it'll either be dead or super busy.
Oh yeah.
There's just no in between.
The last 2 years, because I've only done it 3 years. The last 2 have been super busy, and everyone had a horrible night on Halloween, and I had the best time. I had so much fun that night, and like every other haunt, like was having people kicked out. This one dude got purposefully poked in the eye as hard as they could. Like he poked the actor. He was just like, ah.
Oh my God.
I know. Like, why would you do that to somebody?
What? Okay.
I know, just as hard as we could, like dug in his eye purposely.
Okay. That is one of the freakiest things to me anyway, even when it's totally just like special effects bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because obviously what we see in horror movies, as much as we love it, when they do that.
Eyeballs freak me out every time.
We know that's not exactly what happens, because it's more like your eyes just get bruised and it sucks. Right. But at the same time, that image is stuck in a lot of our heads about the eyes popping and the blood squelching.
It's like a gusher.
Yeah.
I don't know. I worked in animal care for a really long time, and a lot of dogs would come in with eye injuries, and it was just horrible. Oh. And like it just would wig me out to no end. I don't know. Like
I have we have cats outside. There are strays that we feed because we just don't want them to die.
Right.
And so like, and then I go give them love, but I try to keep them feral because I've learned a lesson over the years. We've had them for a few years, and I was loving on the first like litter that showed up, and they all died. They all got killed, attacked, and something horrible. And then, this litter, they're more feral, and one of them got knocked out in the radiator fan, but it's okay. It's alive.
That's good.
There was a tough repair, but his name's Chai. He's cool. He's not the same since he got knocked out, but
probably a little silly.
Kind of made him go a little more feral.
Oh no, more.
Yeah, but it's okay. Actually, I'm okay with that because it means he's staying away from our dogs. He's all of that. But every year they get these crazy eye infections.
Ew, gross.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, darling? They get these weird, crazy eye infections, and I know with you having worked in the animal field, they get wicked. They get weird and pussy and.
Both eyes?
Yeah.
Or just one? Both?
Sometimes they'll be both. What it was is, and it's much better right now.
Oh, okay.
They were young mamas.
Oh,
okay. They weren't cleaning the eyes.
Well, I was going to say that they have some upper respiratory, like sneezing and all that.
Yeah.
They kind of grow out of it. Sometimes they don't, and that's kind of horrible, but most of the time they kind of grow out of it.
Yeah. Well, I was I'm not doing it now. I did the dosage, but clindamycin in their water.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all of them were getting a little clindamycin, and now I just space out colloidal silver.
Yeah.
Here and there, like once a week with some water.
That's good.
So they're all healthy and fluffy, and unfortunately a little cold because like 30 something. But they're surviving. They have fur.
Yeah, they'll find a warm spot for sure.
We made a few little warm spots for them.
Of course.
Because,
So,
I'm
and
not...
do they actually go in there? Because anytime I do that, my cats are like, nah, I have better places.
Well,
because we have a lot of strays also.
I got some like pine shavings and stuff, and I haven't put them in there, but I heard that was better than the blankets.
Right.
But I'm worried about it ending up all over the place. And but
they probably will use it kind of like a litter box too, though.
That's what I was a little worried about. That's what I'm worried about right there, because I have that box. I have a box that goes up against our wall, our brick wall, and then it peeks out a little bit so they can go in. And then it has another box with blankets inside it. So we got creative.
No, we had a cold snap just last week, right? And I have a huge pond, and I was so worried because the weather has been so warm in Texas, and like it was like hot all October. We were all sweating to death back there.
Yeah. Drink all the water, golly.
I know, like cases of water.
Yeah.
But these frogs had like some tadpoles in my pond, like in October, like so out of season. So I was worried that and my little fish wouldn't make it, but they made it through it. We'll see about the next cold snap. We'll see how that works out.
To be fair, frogs, like the tadpoles, they can freeze into the water.
Okay.
And be fine. They can, maybe not all of them. I don't know if all of them can, right. But I know some of them, they can just freeze into the water or go into the mud or whatever, kind of like catfish do when it starts to get dry.
Right. I just put a heater in the pond, like for the gallon, how many gallons it was, and then covered it with plastic and a tarp and some plywood. So we'll see. Hopefully that will work.
Heck yeah.
That sounds like that should work.
That should.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm sure they'll feel better being warm than just having to freeze their little tails off.
Right. So, was it hot for y'all's haunt season? It was horribly hot for our haunt season.
It wasn't as bad as last year or the year before, to be honest. I was sweating, but I was actually a lot cooler this year. It was weird. Like, usually I'm like sitting there pouring sweat, which is partially sucky with the makeup that I do.
Right. Because it's like,
yeah. But I did so good this year, and like with it all staying and not smudging, and maybe a little bit of sweat right here, but that's it. And then my haunt owner has this cat that looks exactly like my cat that passed. And so this year I was like, oh, here he is. Apparently this cat doesn't let anyone touch him. Except for me, who walks up, flips him over, and just hugs him.
Cute.
And they always look at me like, how does he let you do that? I was like, I don't give him a choice.
Right? I just bring him up.
They're like, he's evil. I'm like, well, so was my cat that I used to do this to. And so that is how I screwed up my makeup at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Is I hugged a cat and cried.
Well, it's justified. You had a cat. It's justified.
Yes.
Still, he sweats his makeup off no matter what, every season. I don't know. He's the only person I can't keep makeup on. It's like laughing.
I'm all trying to see here.
No, it was so hot though. I mean, like it was like 90 degrees every weekend. And then like when it rained, it was horrible because it made the inside of our haunt like so muggy, and so poor customers, they're fucking hot too. And so like we're going through and they'll hit my spot and I'll have like two fans like facing towards me, and I had it like tunneling down the hall, to kind of create an AC. And they'd be like, oh my gosh. And then they would want to stop and like get in the fan, and I'd have to like scare them away.
Well, then you get more opportunity to scare though.
Right. They're like, oh wait, a fan, distraction. Oh no, it's a person again.
That was right next to the front door. It was awesome.
Oh
yeah.
I was in the have you tried tattooing on the makeup?
Bill, can I tattoo it on you?
Well, I'm gonna have to think on that one.
I'm just thinking, like, I have this buddy that literally has his face all tattooed up.
Yeah.
And not like, okay, so sorry, man. I know you're probably gonna see this at some point. Sorry, Larry. He has like leopard across his forehead, and like he just did random stuff growing up,
Right.
and so like all his whole face is all tattooed, and I don't know why that reminded me of the year that he went as a normal person for Halloween.
I went as a Dawn Blonde one time for Halloween.
I can't even imagine.
Like, have like the orange, like, you know, like,
Oh
you
gosh,
blend your makeup and you do like the orange with blonde. Oh yeah, it was awful. The smoky black eye. It was like kind of the earlier 2000s, so I did like the pale pink lips.
Oh god, that was the worst.
It was awful.
So I mean, I know I have like brown lipstick on right now, but like, hey, that's coming back.
Oh, it is. It really is.
The 90s are back.
But you know, Stilts would act like I tattoo the makeup on as much as he whines about taking it off. Oh my gosh.
Okay, now.
He knows it's true.
He's all, well,
you know. Stilts, are you still gonna go to the convention in August or whatever?
I don't know. I
yet?
may be leaving here in the next 2-3 weeks.
Okay. Fast. But you know, you could go and visit your parents and then just go.
That is true. I could. I don't know if I want to see them. No, I'll go up there.
I don't know if I want to. You're like, I might not.
And then it's closer this year to your parents.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I saw.
Are you talking about the Hunters one? The one that was up in Mesquite?
Yeah.
It's in now? Yeah. My mom's going to be there, so I'll be up there.
Okay.
Nice. I have yet to make it to any recent conventions at this point.
So we go to this one. We've been doing it for like 3 years and then 2 years now. This will be our 3rd year. We go. It's the Texas Hunters Convention. It's always a lot of fun. So we go out there with Silo of Screams and everything, and just it's me and him mainly, and we just kind of go around and advertise and everything and have a lot of fun. Last year we had the most funniest moment because you know the like real life like kind of dolls, you know, they look like real babies, reborn babies.
Yeah, those are creepy.
We have a werewolf, right? And so it weighs as much as a baby would, and it feels like a baby. So I was telling Stilts, I was like, hey, this feels like a baby. And, you know, he's never held a baby in his life. And he's standing in stilts, okay? So I hand him the baby, and he immediately drops the head, and it flings back. And this lady's like, oh, my God. She's like, I thought it was real.
See, I mean, if I had one, I would probably spike it just for effect.
Right. No, I had 2 really cute experiences there. There was this one little girl dressed as Samir from The Ring, and she was so cute. She was so
cool.
into her.
What she was doing too.
I love it.
And she's so into it.
She was crawling around and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah, cutest thing ever. And then the next best thing was we were all standing in the booth, and this like little girl, like so small, like maybe 2 or 3, you know, walks up to me and goes, do you want to see my pet? And I was like, yeah, what's your pet? And it was a Madagascar cockroach, right? And I'm into bugs. So I was like, she was like, do you want to hold it? And I was like, absolutely, I want to hold your pet. So I'm holding it, right? And then everybody else is like against the booth, like, what are you doing? Why is that here? And then the sister walks up and goes, do you want to see, you want to hold mine? So I'm over here letting these cockroaches run all around me, and everyone's looking at me crazy in the booth.
Those it was so cute. Cool though.
Didn't Tom John like freak out on that or something like that?
Oh yeah, he was like, nah, why, what are you doing? John and Amanda, everyone was just like,
what did I name my cockroach that they put on my hand? I named one. I want to say I named him like Juan or something like that, or Jose.
Yeah.
And because we're in California, why not? I will name all animals Juan and Jose.
Right.
Mostly so I can say Jose, Joseby, Jose, and have like a few of them. Sorry if I insulted anyone on that one, but I had to. But going through 17th Door, I've told this story like a million times. They had me the first year that I was walking through, and like I've never worked there, but it's like my favorite haunt.
Right.
And he goes, "Put your hand out." And I was like, "Okay." And he puts a roach on my hand, and I was like, "Hi, buddy."
Oh.
Like, I was like, "I love you." And then he smashed it.
I would have been sad too.
I was like, that was my friend. Like, I was getting mad and like, how dare you?
Right. Like, that is kind of horrible.
I mean, they were all feeders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was still like, I made friends with him. I named him.
That's so bad. That's terrible.
We bonded.
I wanted to get a pet Madagascar cockroach, and the rest of the house was like, no.
Have you seen the ones that they put bling on them?
Right.
Have you seen that where they do like they'll put like diamonds and stuff all over the Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and then they like put them they'll put them on like as a brooch, but they're still alive. They're just hanging out with them.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna have to Google that later. I'm gonna really Google that because I bet that's cute.
It's kind of cute. So
I bet it is.
Slippy's wondering, are you guys going to be at Trans World?
So I've always wanted to go to Trans World, and I don't know if Silo of Screams will go to Trans World, but I have been talking to my husband about taking me out there and everything, because we have some close friends that live out there. It's just a little bit of a travel, so that's why. But eventually, I'm going to make my way out there one way or another. If not this year, next, but I am definitely trying to make that happen.
That would be rad.
I know. I want to go so bad because it's far, but not too far. You know what I mean? It's doable.
I'm hoping that, if things get better, just last year broke us with all our surgeries and everything like that. Right. So like by the end of the year, we were just broke and we're still coming out of the hole. But I'm hoping, if not this year, maybe next year to get back to like Midsummer Scream.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Because, I mean, we can't really travel right now anywhere. But like maybe Midsummer Scream.
Right now, we're doing a lot of local events. So we have a gift shop in our haunt, right? And it's a local store also, and it's called Under My Skin. It's a cute little store, horror movie stuff. Well, this dude and the director got together, and they have this thing called Mallapalooza that they bring down. Oh, and cool. We had a bunch of different like actors, like the lady that did the Pazuzu, and then Cabin Fever cast. Pinhead was there. Just a bunch of different celebrities, just crazy. So they hired me to do some makeup work. They wanted me to do Art the Clown. So that's what I did because it was Christmas. So I did Art the Clown and everything, and we dressed him up in the Santa costume and everything. And like when I tell you that everybody loved it, right? That was there. They just enjoyed it. And then we got pictures with Santa Claus, like because it was around Christmas time, so the Mall of Santa was there. But so we live in the Bible Belt, so there's a lot of strict conservative people. Well, they posted it to our city's page, okay? And oh my God, when I tell you these people lost their mind, they're like, this is not what Christmas is about. Halloween is over. So they have these people so riled up and so mad, okay, that now they come the next day, okay, to be like, oh my God, about it, right? So this old man walks up to me and goes, it's not Halloween. Halloween is not every day. What are you thinking? And I was like, oh, well, this is Silo of Screams. And I like gave him the whole spill. And I was like, well, just one question. Do you feel better? And he's like, well, and just like stormed off. Like,
what was the point? Did it make you feel good to come down here and yell at me for just a second?
Right. And
Merry
like
Christmas.
the fact that he came to us, like, so we hadn't even like started like doing our booth. So me and my other actor were hiding behind a TV trying to get his Art the Clown makeup on. Okay. So we weren't even in the open. We were decked out, already kind of in the corner, you know? So like the fact that he went and like sniffed us out and was like, "What are y'all doing?" It was kind of weird in itself. But I think it's funny. I was like,
said that. I think that's great, dude.
yeah.
I think that's absolutely great because I'm sorry, but people don't understand that those are the kind of reactions we love.
Right. Like you're the first one that's ever said that to me before.
Why do you think that your reaction right now is going to make me change everything that I do?
Right. Oh, gotta pack up, you know. He's right. It's not Halloween.
Oh man.
Gotta go home.
God, man.
Built. What was the funnest time that you remember at the haunt?
Stilts.
I don't know. It's been, I think, honestly, I don't think this past season had as much fun moments to me as the previous one did.
When that lady peed her pants.
Yes, exactly.
That was great. No, we had some good scares. There was plenty of fun ones. We had some good scares this year.
I love it. What was your favorite this year?
My favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like my favorite is I run at you down this one hallway, right? And so I kept running down this hall and this dude kept going back and forth, right? And so he'd seen me waiting at the end of the hall, and so he kept peeking, right? So I went and I hid around the corner for him, right? And so he's like mousing around and everything like that. And then he doesn't see me. He kind of just like walks by me. Boom, boom, boom. And so he gets around this little table that I jump over, right? And so he didn't see me even walk into the room, you know, because he's looking ahead, trying to see what's back that way. And looking for me still. So I jumped over the table, and when I do that, I have this metal pole, and I like hit like the side, and it's got like little metal things, and so it makes a loud noise. Man, that guy took off, gone. I mean, like, I've never seen anyone run that fast. He like disappeared. I mean, I had so many, like, the fact that when I tell you that hello got everybody. we laughed at that too many times, you know. I would say it, you would hear it, and then you would hear everybody just like, you'd hear Stilts at the front of the haunt just laughing about it because he heard the whole thing happen.
You need a stress release area with punching bags.
Right.
I mean, I do at home, but like not because home is stressful, just because life is stressful. Hey, Mr. Giggles. What's up? I'm glad you pooped today. Yeah. Okay, Stilts.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to commercial real fast because I realized like we're at 41 minutes before, and I haven't done a commercial yet.
Oh no.
Chatting away.
Hey, you know what? When you run the show, you can do it whenever.
Right.
But that's the next question: is what was your favorite scare this year? So.
Okay. All right. I get to think about it.
Yeah. We will be right back.
my the world in flames. Nuclear fire, unforgiving claims. I survived through the dust and ash. Came back in time to give you a
Woo! There we go.
All right.
I'm learning.
Woo, that little eye right there was a little freaky, not gonna lie.
I love it. I realized
Anyways.
I had my volume up really loud when the siren went off, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. So, my favorite scare for this past season. All right, so I think it's so there was a couple, a guy and a lady. They were going through the haunt, and I don't know what it was. I don't know why the lady was so jumpy, so screamy. But anytime you made any sort of noise or any sort of movement, she would yell at the top of her lungs.
Oh my god!
And I followed her through the entire thing, and I'd just take one big step. And I wear Vans, so they're flat bottoms, and we have like plywood floors, so it would like make a clap noise almost. Every time I did that, every single step, she would scream throughout the entire thing.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Okay, so because I love those people because I'm so confused by them personally.
So am I.
I don't get it. Like, we had criers this year. I mean, we do last year was major crying people because we had a lot of clowns.
No.
And I don't know what it is about claustrophobia being so like common.
Right.
It's almost like it's passed down to people like because other people say that they're afraid of clowns, suddenly like growing up people are just afraid of clowns.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not saying that people's phobias are not legit, but I feel like the clown one is a little bit out of proportion.
It is.
I feel like was it like 2016? I think it was when everybody's dressing up as clowns running around the streets.
Murdering or chasing people.
Yeah.
You know that started here, right?
Do with it. I don't know for sure though.
You know that started where like here in my town, right?
Oh, damn, really? Was it you who started it?
Not me, actually. I didn't.
Oh yeah, because she's always a clown. No.
Yeah.
I didn't live here yet when it did happen, but I guess technically it was Shafter and not Bakersfield, but they're like I mean, Shafter and Bakersfield fight over land regularly.
Right.
Nice.
They like try to annex parts of each other constantly. And it started over there, and then Ohio responded, and this is okay. You know what? It sounds crazy, but this is true.
Yep.
Clowns are actually ancient. They even had a god they worshipped. Yes. And I think that's part of the whole fear.
Funny thing is that my mother made my baby room clowns, and not the cute clowns. Like, I have one actually from my baby room right here, like two actually behind me. All right, we got this guy, right? And he used to do this.
Creepy hobo clowns.
He doesn't move anymore, but he still makes the music.
Oh, his eyes.
And I have another one that's really creepy up here. I got this guy, right? Like, you know, just like God. Really just
those. Oh gosh, what are those called? Odd Mother. What are those porcelain dolls called? Those specific.
It's attacking her.
Huh?
It attacks. It's technical.
It's all. We're like, whoa. Okay, so yeah, Slippy. So he said, wait. So your town's the reason why Halloween is illegal in Scotland?
Oh no.
I don't know.
It's not that Halloween is illegal. From what I understand, and Vice, if you're still in here, please correct me. From what I understand, it's specifically clowns.
Huh.
And from what I understand, if you would like to be a clown for like the fire festival or anything like that, you have to like apply with the government like a year in advance or something crazy like that.
What an interesting conversation to have. I'm applying for the government, or applying to the government to be a clown.
Yeah. So, like, yes, I guess would be technically yes. It is technically. Okay, so maybe Harlequin for the doll that you had. As she is a doll maker, I wanted to ask. So technically, yes, it's our fault, but no, technically no, because people just got stupid. Oh my God, the clowns are gonna kill us and steal our babies. What?
All right.
Like, huh?
I don't know. I think
just
that
standing
I
there
would be
going-
a little unsettled.
Well, I can understand being a little unsettled, like random clowns standing at signs, just like,
Yeah, just like, I mean, I wouldn't like be like they're gonna murder me like tomorrow, but I'd definitely be like,
yes,
what's going on?
yes. Did you know some clown colleges are harder to get into than Harvard?
Wow.
Fun fact, that's actually my dream job, is to be a clown.
God, I would love
Right
to go to
there.
clown college. How cool would that be?
That would be awesome.
I've met a few people that have been to clown school, like clown college. And like they loved it, but at the same time, like I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to with it.
Right. But it's not what you would think, you know?
Yeah. It's more traditional. Hi, Kiza. It's all Italian culture.
I mean, it works for me. I'm quarter Italian.
I'm Sicilian, so I'm all. Wait, I gotta do it. Let's see if we can do it. Have you ever seen the Italian Loch Ness Monster? So, okay. Could you imagine? Sorry. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. Could you imagine the sounds on campus, all squeaky shoes and horns? I'm just now imagining honk, 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 honk all around campus.
That would be awesome. I would not complain about that.
I think I'd have to laugh the entire time.
I'd respond back with my own horn.
We had a girl this year that it was her first year being a clown, and she did a very art-esque clown. Like, it was her version, but definitely Art the Clown inspired.
Right.
I think there's only a few differences, but she was in a dress, and it was actually really cute.
Right.
But she did the whole black and white thing. And I went in to check on her because we were taking care of the youngers on either side of our rooms or in our room. And I walk in, I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And she's like, I'm learning my clown sona. I was like, I freaking love that. And anytime I stood there for a second, like kind of hidden. And anytime people would try to speak to her, honk, honk, honk. Like she had a horn and she would just honk it. She wouldn't let anyone speak.
That's great.
If their mouth opened, she was honking.
I need one of those now.
As soon
You just gotta say hello.
Oh gosh.
We had one character, he was in the incinerator and he wore the hog mask and he had a dog toy and it was like a little pig and he would just like squeak it at people and like he would sneak up behind them though and like squeak it at the back of their ear and people would just like come out of their skin. That it was always funny.
It was hilarious. He would do it at the conventions too, which made it even better.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like before I worked at the haunt, at our Comic-Con, the haunt went out and they made a whole like smaller haunt in there and everything and full of actors, you know. And so my daughter at the time, you know, she was about 4 or 5 and she was like, I want to go through there. I want to go through there. And I was like, I don't know. But I took her through and she wanted to go 20 times. Right. And then we knew the gig, you know, this person's here, that person's there. But that dude that I was talking about with the squeaky toy switched it up. And he came from the other side of the room and like had the scream like box thing. Oh man, me and my kid came out of our skin. I was like, all right, you switched it up. You got me that time. But he's probably like one of my favorites. He's really funny.
He's also really nice.
He is.
I've been in the haunt industry so long. If I've seen a clown out in public, I wouldn't think twice about it until I got home to go to bed and laid down and go, wait, was that a guy dressed like a clown? You know, have you run into people seeming to forget that it's October? Like when it's October? Like for me, it's like, I'll go out in my makeup because it takes me so long to do it, and I do all the makeup at the haunt.
Oh, I got a funny story about makeup after this.
Oh,
it's so bad. It's awful.
I realized that I scare the living shit out of people when I drive down the road as a clown.
Right.
And I'm always sitting there like, what?
Not you. Still.
Yeah. No, I'm always sitting there going, what are you guys freaking out about? Like, is there something on my face?
Right.
And then I remember I have clown makeup on, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure my neighborhood is now like used to.
Right.
Because every Wednesday, except for tonight, sorry. But every Wednesday I paint my face up like my Bonnie clown, the newer one. And then I go outside and I smoke a joint afterwards.
Right. And they're all like, hey, there's that lady again.
There's that weirdo that's dressed as a freaking neon clown.
So, you know, those conventions that we were telling you about, the Texas Haunter Convention. So my car is like really old and I didn't think it was going to make it. So rented this car and everything to go down there and everything like that. So the car was new to me and stuff. Well, like you, I get ready before I leave, you know, because I don't want to stay in an extra room in the hotel by myself, you know, so I'll go the day of. So I'll drive about 2.5 to 3 hours, like, to get there and everything, you know, in makeup. So, you know, I made it there and everything, and in makeup, checked into my hotel, whatever, went to the convention. Then, you know, got ready the next morning, checked out. And so I was already in my haunt makeup. We did the whole convention, right? So I was like, all right, just get home, you know? So I'm in makeup and everything, okay? So I'm about maybe, it's about 30 minutes away from my house, you know, and I'm in Waco. And I'm driving down the interstate, and I see a car behind me, but behind that car is a cop car, okay? And on this lane is another cop car right here, like kind of behind me, okay? And then behind that cop car behind me is another cop car, okay? And then this other cop car pulls up beside me, okay? And I'm like, if I just don't look at him, he will go away. So I'm just like driving straight ahead, looking ahead, not trying to look at him, but I see him like burning my face off with his eyes. And I'm just like, oh my God, just keep looking. And then his cop lights go off. And then all the other lights go off, right? And 4 cops pull me over on I-35 in Waco. Okay. I think I'm not even thinking about my makeup, okay? Because I drive in it all the time and this has never been a thing, okay? So they pull me over. I'm afraid. I already have my license because never in my life have 4 cops ever pulled me over. So I'm automatically like, here's my license. What's happening? And they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, what? And they're like, ma'am. And I was like, oh, it's makeup, you know. I was like, I'm a makeup artist for our haunt in Temple, you know, Silo Screams. And they're like, oh. I was like, yeah, I just came back from a convention. I'll like rip it off, you know. And they're like, oh, okay. They're like, you're really good. He was like, do you know how many calls we got in about you? And then when I pulled beside you, all I seen was just nothing but blood. And I was like, oh my God. They give me my driver's license and I get home like shaking like a leaf, like the most like Oh, that was awful. 10 out of 10 awful. And I was so tired because we were like up early, went to bed late, it was awful.
I got pulled over after Haunt 1 year. And it wasn't because of it was not because my makeup was good. It was because I was so tired that apparently I was hugging the bicycle lane.
Oh no.
Oh.
I got pulled over this year after the Haunt because my tail light was out and I didn't realize it, right? But I always locked my purse in my trunk, so I didn't get it out. So I'm like trying to be like kind of friendly, to the cop, so he's nicer to me and everything, So I'm like, yeah, and I was like, I came from Silo Screams, that's why I look crazy and everything, and I was like, I gotta get my bag out of the trunk though. And he's like, okay. So we're standing on my trunk and I'm getting my license out of my bag and I'm just like, and he's like, and with me and everything and flaring back. And I'm like, yes, covered head to toe in blood and it's working. And I was like, okay, yeah, and he's like, I haven't been to Silo in a long time. And I was like, you should totally come and see us. He runs my license and he's like, okay, well, have a nice day. Just get that fixed. And I was like, yes.
Woo! Yeah.
I know. I'm surprised that worked. I mean, it was so hot. We were so sweaty, so stinky, and like just blood and like sweat and all of it just everywhere. Is it real blood? Is it fake blood? Because you've like smashed your fingers 20 times in between this process.
I had some gnarly bruises this past season.
Huh?
I had some really bad bruises this past season.
Well, you were on the floor more this year.
I know. I don't know how I got more bruises on the floor, but I managed to.
Probably because you hit yourself by accident.
I get more bruises. Okay, for the record, I don't get on stilts. But I get more bruises when I'm sliding than any other time.
Oh, I'm sure. The impact.
So, like, I imagine that, like, you would be one giant bruise every time you fall on stilts. At least I would be.
Only felt like one time since he's been out there. He's pretty agile.
I've fallen 3 or 4 times.
Didn't you, like, catch your pants or something?
So what?
Didn't you, like, catch your pants and go down?
No, someone else walked in front of me a couple times, and I tripped on the little rope barriers that we had out there.
Ooh. There was one time I almost took him out. I came out of that haunt, and like he was standing right there, and I almost just smooth got him.
I mean, I'm good on them though, so
yeah.
So there's that.
I'm not.
I'll start dancing on them sometimes when there's like slow out, like there's nobody out there. I'll just start dancing.
Oh yeah.
I just see. I forget I'm afraid of heights until I am up high.
Oh no, I do not.
And then
forget.
I remember. Like,
I do not forget.
Okay, logically I know that I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
But there's that moment where I'm like, I can do this.
Mm.
And then like I get up there and I'm like frozen. So I don't even want to try that with stilts.
Right.
Something that's crazy is that if I'm on my stilts, I got 40-inch stilts, right? If I'm on there, I'm not scared about it. But if I get on a 40-inch step ladder, I'm scared of it.
Well, step ladders aren't meant for you to like hang out in and move around on.
I don't. I think that's weird to me. It's the same height, but the only difference is I can move in one and I can't move in the other.
You're more stable. You're afraid of the one you can't move in.
Exactly. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah, we when I was a kid, we went to this place. I don't even remember what it was called, but they had trees that like you'd put a belay on and you'd get to go climb them. And I mean, they were like 35 feet in the air, some of them. And then like they had this one tree that was like 100 feet. And you climb that tree and then you get onto this platform and then you jump from the platform trying to grab a trapeze. Now, for the record, this is when I figured out that I was really afraid of heights.
Oh, no.
Like, really afraid of heights. I got up 50 feet, like halfway up the tree, and froze.
Like your stomach started like, ugh.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what triggered it, but I stopped.
Down?
And I was looking down like when I was on the shorter ones.
That's what happened to me. The minute I look down, I'm like, oh wait, now I messed up. Now I can't move. I'm stuck forever and always.
And they were like, jump down. No. Keep going. No. Climb down. No. Something. No.
Oh man.
And like I freaked out, and then I couldn't even go on the 35-foot ones after that. Like something about it just nope. No.
Oh man.
But then again, I like the drop, like the Tower of Doom or whatever, the Lex Luthor thing at Six Flags, and like
no wait, that was Disney. The free fall rides.
Tower of Terror is Disney, and that's horrible.
Oh, we don't have that anymore.
They don't have it. Oh well, I was young, but my parents made me go on it, and I think I died in that ride.
Well, wait, is it still Guardians? It was Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think it still is.
I was hearing rumors that they might have changed it, or were going to change it or something, because that's California Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're always adding the new stuff.
Yeah.
But it used to be the Tower of Terror, and then it turned into Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, how are you going to do a drop ride that's Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, how is that going to work? And it totally worked. Because if you remember it, when it drops, you end up on levels.
Yeah.
So what they would do is when you'd stop at a level, they would play a scene.
Okay. With the graph? Like
like they would have it like you're in the middle of a fight now that's happening in Guardians.
Okay, that's cool.
Or
that's pretty neat, actually.
You have like Rocket Raccoon talking crap to you. And so like
cool.
And so it was neat because like you kind of do get distracted by it.
I had a story.
There's a huge one. I was pulled over one time heading to Malice. I was covered in blood with an axe, rope, garbage bags, and a shovel in the back of my truck. I looked at the cops and said, "It's not what it looks like, sir."
Oh no, that's terrible.
You got coffee now? Yeah, my tea has been helping. You weren't a fan of Tower of Terror? I love those rides. I don't know why.
I was not a fan either. Don't worry. Not a fan.
So I got a story about one of the Tower of Terror rides.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever went to Disney World, I think it was, down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I was, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 years old. I was a young guy, right? And my mom had this big old Nikon camera.
I was a young whippersnapper.
Back in my day.
He still is a young whippersnapper. He's like 22.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
Right.
All right. But so my mom had one of those big old Nikon cameras, right?
Nice.
And she took it on the Tower of Terror ride that we were on. And so you know how some rides will take a picture of you during a free fall?
Yeah.
Oh, did she take a picture of the picture?
No. So it was even better. So my mom was right behind me. I was sitting in the front with my cousin, and then the rest of the family was still in the same row back behind me. So whenever it dropped down and took a picture, you can see my mom's camera flying up and hitting her in the face during that picture.
Oh no!
Like it didn't hurt her, but you can see that it hit her face and she's moving her head off to the side.
No, in the picture they got of me, I was completely passed out. I was just like, and then my parents were like, we are gonna buy this picture. This is what we need to buy from the theme park. So,
but I just thought the whole thing was hilarious. And ever since then, I've loved the free fall rides.
mm-mm.
Okay, so my mic is messed up. So we're gonna go to a quick break, and we're gonna fix that, and then I'm going to go back to, if you guys remember, because I might forget, Vice and Tyler from Scurryface came out here for Six Flags. They came out here actually for the tour, and we went to Six Flags. So remember that.
Okay.
We will be right back.
This fall, prepare to enter a realm of terror.
This forest is creepy. I'm scared. Are you sure we're going the right way?
Where shadows dance and whispers haunt the night.
Come on, it's just some spooky old woods.
Did you hear about what happened to those kids last year?
Let's not talk about that. It creeps me out.
But once you enter, there's no turning back.
Blazing skies, the world in flames. Nuclear fire, unforgiving claims. I survived through the dust and ash. Came back in time to give you a chance.
All right. Do I sound better?
I would say so.
I'm now using his mic because there's something weird with mine right now.
Okay, Six Flags.
Six Flags. Oh gosh. Okay, so Hexus over there does not like heights either, but I think even more so than me. Because I always, like I said, I always forget I'm afraid of heights until I'm like there.
Yeah.
Even though like I'm semi-aware of it.
Right.
But I love those drop rides. So we had two people that were super excited to go up on the ride, but I was not one of them. And then Hexus did not go on at all. And then there was me and another person who were freaking out as we go up. And then as we drop, I am like, wow, yeah, woohoo, okay, that's awesome. And the people that were so stoked going up are going, oh my God, why? So that, I mean, I feel like there's those are the two people on these rides right there.
So my daughter, she wanted to go to Six Flags for her birthday, so I took her. And the first ride she rode was the boomerang, and I was like, I'm not getting on that because I'm terrified. So then we get to the next one, and then it's the Joker, you know, the one that spins and goes up in the air and down, like, and yeah. I was like, yeah, that's the one I'll get on first. I want you to know, I thought I was gonna die on that ride.
Oh no!
Oh, 1 second. Okay, it was horrible.
This is Six Flags over in Arlington, right? Over Texas?
I think it was the San Antonio one. Yeah, it was Fiesta, Texas.
I've never been to the San Antonio one.
And then I did the Batman right after that, and that was not great either. I didn't like it.
So we went on. Hey, Calvin. We went on that my brain just stopped. Wow, woo. That Wonder Woman ride.
Oh yeah.
It's like this. Oh, it's supposed to be her lasso, and it like whips you around. And it's all like it's single rider,
right?
And it is a super smooth ride.
Okay. But
good. There was a point. So both Frank and I have the same necklace. Texas, sorry. Both Frank and I have the same necklace. And there was a point where we dropped and his snapped off and floated in front of him. And he caught it midair. And mine was on a much longer chain and it floated up and I caught it midair.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I got so lucky.
Oh my gosh. We were looking at the ground at like all the roller coasters.
Right.
And you're like, oh, man, people score when they go in to clean up after.
Yeah.
There was one guy, I think it was at Knott's. He like tried maybe it wasn't Knott's. There was an amusement park somewhere around here. Could have been Knott's, could have been Six Flags, but it was one of the ones with fast roller coasters. Dude's hat fell off and he tried to get in and get it.
I know. Did he get killed?
He got hurt.
Oh,
that
happened here, and I think it was a lady, and she died, and like it broke the rider's legs.
Yeah, I think I want to say it might have been Silver Bullet here, but like because there was a recent issue with Silver Bullet, and I'm really bummed because I like that one.
There was one issue over in Six Flags over Texas, off of the Texas Giant. Supposedly, one lady, the harness didn't lock down. She ended up flying out of it, unfortunately.
Oh, God.
But then she told them that it wasn't locking properly, and they're like, you're fine.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
You know those rides that, like, it was called the Hammerhead at Knott's. And what it would do is you're like sitting there and it's like one of the swings that spins around or whatever.
Right.
And then this one would flip you upside down. Ugh. And all of it.
Yeah.
And I was in junior high. And back then I was super skinny. And I told them like, hey, it's not fastened on me. And he's like, oh, you'll be fine. I'm like, no, push it down, please. I'm already not comfortable going on this ride.
Right.
And he didn't. And there was a gap and I kept sliding under it. Like almost sliding because they didn't have the seatbelt.
Right.
And I kept sliding. Oh, it was horrible. Everyone else was like, that was so much fun. And I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Never. Ruined you forever on that.
Knott's is famous for another unfortunate death.
Yikes.
There was this ride called Perilous Plunge. And it was like a really steep drop. Like almost like I think it was like a 75-degree drop.
That's steep.
And it was all water and it would do the big splash thing like they have it at Six Flags too. And everyone stands in the splash zone and gets
Was it one of those boat rides?
Or it's a boat. It was a boat. And so people can rent out the parks. I know that they could do it at Six Flags. Tyler, you going on free fall? Me? Oh no, I can't stand this ride. He walks away, Tyler tearing up, Enya plays. Pretty much. But this lady was a little okay, she was heavy.
Mhm.
And the seatbelt wouldn't go down. And they told her, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you cannot go on this ride. Period. And she threw a tantrum. They had rented the place out. It was one of those things. And they made her sign a waiver because she was demanding. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. She flew out. Right over. And yeah, so that ride got torn down.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I loved that ride. Come on. Stupid people.
Crazy.
The famous parachutes and knots. They're not there. They don't exist anymore.
Man, I've always wanted to go to that ride.
That ride was terrifying because there's no seat belts, nothing. You are standing in a cage and it drops, and there is no top to this cage.
Oh, well.
And that, my friends, is the reason it's no longer there. Bing. People jumped. I used to sink to the bottom of it. Like, as we were going up, I would just sink down on the cage and sit on the floor. So, like, guys, have you seen that video where it was at a carnival and these two people were on this ride? It went like around and around. It literally falling over. Whoa.
Yeah, I have seen that video. It's wild.
Yeah, I have too.
It's like a group of people holding onto the side of it to prevent it from falling over. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Where was that? Because that was not here.
I think it was Mexico, it seems like. At least if I remember right.
And okay. So my brain went that tracks because I've seen more carnival failures.
Yeah, I don't go to carnivals.
Come out of Mexico than here, but they're still scary here.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Go to some like back road like carnival you find in Texas, and it's like real questionable. Everything's squeaking and
oh man. Do you remember though, as kids, we were like, yeah, these are great.
Oh, 100%.
And then like as adults, you're like,
that's not so great.
I can't believe I went on that.
Yeah. Like totally okay with it. Not even double thinking it.
That's when you take a couple of shots and say, hell yeah, let's go for it.
I cannot do Gravitron anymore.
Oh, that was like my favorite.
Oh, yeah. It was totally my favorite, but no, not anymore. Okay, do they have wait, is that the Joker one at your Six Flags?
Where it just spins and like
and
goes
lifts
up
a little
and down.
bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that thing's horrible.
I don't know what they would like. The walls, do they slide?
No, ours, and we were seated.
Ours was a wall and it slides.
No,
and so people like unbuckle and flip upside down and
yeah.
Border states are fun. Chain carousel hitting a truck, also fun. Oh no. Okay. I used to love Gravitron. I really did. But not anymore.
The last time I went on a Gravitron, it was probably like in April of last year. And I guess there was not a lot of people at the ride, and so the guy just kind of like let it go on forever and ever and ever. God. And I was like, all right, enough is enough. Let us off. It was awful. I mean, like after like 5 minutes of just like,
God.
Like, I'm over it. I'm tired of being stuck against the wall. It was awful.
She was heavy. Death by snoo. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, what do you guys have coming up for like haunt stuff? I know Stilts, yours is kind of up in the air.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But do you have any definitive plans?
I'm definitely going to see if there's a couple of them down towards where I'm going to move.
I'm sure
so I can stay with it. But I know they have one on the USS Lexington. but it's kind
Whoa.
of like a not a very good one, for lack of better words. It's not very detailed.
I mean, we
So-
have one on the Queen Mary.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But but yeah, so Lexington, I did a private tour with one of my buds, Swanky, the maze guy, and they were doing the haunted house while we were down there, and it wasn't very detailed, for lack of better words. Like I said, so I think there's a couple more down towards that general area that I'm gonna try looking for. But if not, I'll apply for that one, and I should be able to get it from my past experiences.
That you should definitely. Oh,
Absolutely.
I think our stuff froze up on Facebook.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh gosh. So Nicole, what do you have planned for this year?
So I know that we're having another Mallapalooza coming up, so I think that we're gonna be a part of that. We'll probably have like an off haunt season. It's a back and forth thing. It could happen, it might not. And then we will do the Texas Haunter Convention, and then we're talking about doing our local Comic-Con again. And then I just have a bunch of little outside gigs going on and everything. So pretty booked up already.
I love it. Sorry that over my mouth was because I saw this. The Joker ride should have a rail system heading to Barbara Gordon's apartment, and then you get to experience the Killing Joke. For comic book nerds out there, get it. That was funnier in my head. No, I get it. It's messed up, but it's our sense of humor. But so I'm gonna have you guys rep the crap out of yourselves.
Okay.
Whoever wants to go first, go for it.
Okay, I'll go first. So I'm Nicole De Livid. I do special effects. Just come and check me out. I have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And that's Nicole De Livid with Silo of Screams.
Nice.
I pretty much don't got nothing else except for this Facebook. So yeah.
But yes. So guys, again, Nicole De Livid and Stilts. And they are at Silo of Scream. That was plural, but the S went over here. And yeah, so go check them out. If you guys are in the area, go check out Silo.
Yeah.
And that's
Temple.
Yeah,
Yes.
Temple, Texas.
Hey, she's back.
We
Woo.
don't have one in Waco anymore.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I remembered something about Waco.
Yeah, they they foreclosed.
Oh wow.
I think didn't even tell their actors. They just
I remember driving by a couple times, and like within the span of like 2 or 3 weeks, everything was cleaned out of all those buildings out there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that thing's been there for years. Like, I mean, probably like longer than I've been on this planet. That thing's been there a long time.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
So,
But yeah, gosh, I should start remembering who is next so I can announce it on the show before. And I'm sorry, guys. I will message you as soon as I look at my schedule. But there is going to be another episode next week of Chit Chat, and yes, Frank just mentioned something awesome. By the way, Facebook's algorithm has been set back to Wild West, and it's officially fun again. I have noticed a lot more bots than the first time it was like this, but that's because back then there weren't a lot of bots. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun. If you guys haven't had the chance to check out the main page, which is the one that has the red type on it, the red writing. And if you guys go check it out, we have a lot of reels that are just insane. And I think you guys would love it. Yes, she is.
Thank you.
Yes, she is. Oh, there's a vice in here again. There is a vice in here. Vice, I was asking about was it Scotland? Like the issue with the clowns? That's what I was asking about earlier. But yes. You've been paroled.
Oh,
Yay! On Facebook.
Oh.
But all right. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was such a
Yeah,
good
it was
time,
fun.
like always.
I love it. I love having you guys on. I love having everybody on, really, because like,
Yeah,
it's just all fun. You know,
always.
get to hang out with people. I especially like having you guys on because we basically get to drink tea and spill tea.
Right, all the time.
That's all it is, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Right.
That's my entire show. That
Spill the
should be the new
tea.
name.
Spill the tea of the hunt world.
Yeah.
Drink tea, spill tea. If you can't join them, kill them. But yeah, if you can't scare them, entertain them. Like, come on.
Right.
So with all that, thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys all in the comments for joining. And yes, thank you. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.
Oh yeah.
I know that the world in my